Now that my channel has peaked from a very unserious video that only a select few took incredibly seriously at the expense of their own aneurysm, let's get back to our regular scheduled content. I have a dear friend who recently joined the Instagram cult. Her name is Tiny Creature, and she recently came across a pause art challenge created by Sam Does Art. Now let me be crystal clear. I don't know who Sam Does Art is. I did, however, look him up on Instagram, and his art is very good. I can see why he's famous. Anyways, I originally planned on doing more Monster High redesigns for this video, but I have two things to say about that. One, I actually don't care for redesign videos. Making them, I enjoy watching them, but making them is just kind of boring for me. I want to make my own art and be recognized for that, you know? And two, my last one didn't do all that well, so it's obvious y'all don't want to see that kind of content. I'm trying, guys, I'm still trying to figure this whole YouTube thing out. So the reason I bring up any of that is because I figured doing this pause art challenge would be more on the original creation side of things, and I also just wanted to, be in on the fun even if I'm not familiar with the original artist. I don't expect this video to reach the expectation my last video created because we have done a complete 180 here, but that won't stop me from doing what I enjoy. Speaking of doing what I enjoy, I love doing commissions and paying off my student loans. So if you like my content, check out the iCard on the screen or use the link tree in the description below to find my Ko-Fi or Ko-fi, I'm not really sure how to say it, my Patreon and Instagram where you can find my other content and commission me. Or you can just give all my platforms a follow because that is also always appreciated. Okay, now let's actually get back on topic. Doing the pause part was a little hard because I kept getting the same aspects Tiny got, and I felt weird doing the same designs as her. So if I got the same features she did, I would just redo it. I know that's against the rules, but I just didn't want to do that. That led me to get the blue spotted skin, the blindfold, the Deku hair, the contemporary high-end fit, these blue eyes, and the dragon demon extras. I knew immediately that I would try to emulate this almost kind of mafia vibe because the clothes were on the richer side and being a dragon demon thing, that gave off a natural sense of power. However, the longer I worked on the piece, the more I just went for an anime main character vibe. At first I wanted to say he would fit into Jujutsu Kaisen, but I've actually never seen that anime. I plan on it, I just haven't had the time. So I got to work. I drew up a pose, messed up the perspective I imagined but didn't bother to change it, and then I just kept going and going until, dear lord, it's ugly! I had to restart, and it made me mad because I spent all day doing this piece only for it to come out like dog water. So now I was mad, tired, and anxiously trying to fix this with 10% left on my iPad. All of this building fury created a storm that ended up puking out a piece that I was, safe to say, very pleased with. This time around, I went for an anime protag full throttle. I wanted to make him sexy and devious, and I think I actually managed to achieve that. It's really hard to talk about what went into the design features for this character, especially when the design was pretty much given to me. But I suppose I can talk about the challenges. The first issue I had was figuring out what to do about the spikes and the wings on the arms. Also, no shade to Sam, but what actually are these things? Anyways, the outfit I was given to work with actually contradicted the design by covering the dragon parts, which is why I not only included a sketch with the character being shirtless, but also why I added spikes underneath the shoulders of the coat. I considered having the wings and spikes poking through the fabric, but that would have A, ruined my design, and B, looked ridiculous. The rest of the design wasn't all that difficult to determine. I did struggle with his hair a little, not the drawing, just the color. In the original ugly art I did, I initially made his hair white, but it didn't look right, and so I played around with the colors for a while until I settled on this dark purple, and I think it's very fitting to the design overall. Again, in the original, I gave him red nails and lots of gold jewelry to add to the composition, of which I did not include in the final version. It's not that I didn't like it, the issue was that I just probably forgot because of the rush I was in. Maybe if I draw him again, then I will include those details, but for now we have the base design. It was actually really refreshing to not only make an OC, but also to have a creature OC instead of a human. Most of my OCs I've made recently have been humans and just kind of boring when compared to my creature designs, so this was really nice to spend some time on. I actually really want to make some OC videos in the future, so if you're interested in that, comment that you do and I'll make sure to shout you out when the time comes. And like I said before, there really isn't much to talk about in terms of this design. I will say I struggled to find some passion in it simply because this is not the kind of character I would traditionally or intentionally design or just be interested in general. I'm not exactly sure what features constitute that thought, but at least I know what I like, reason or not. I usually like to make creature characters either really slender and slippery, or obnoxiously large and intimidating. And the creatures can be really anything. From corrupted mages to cyborg scientists, that may or may not be a combination of Shockwave and the original Xbox. When it comes to humans, well, it's a bit all over the place, but I don't want to yap about my OCs right now or what goes into making them, because that is content for another video. I also didn't bother cleaning up my line work. Heck, I didn't even render this piece, and I think that was my initial problem with the criminal piece. I was trying so hard to be impressive, to be noticed, that I lost the art in a sea of mud and clouded ambition. The second time, however, I built off my embarrassment, my humiliation, and I came out on top. I am proud of the second attempt because I prevailed. I didn't give up because the first try was bad. I tried again because I knew I could do better. I wanted to do better, and I would. And I did. Sure, some or maybe a lot of people may think the second one is uglier because of how scratchy and simple it is, but I like it. And I think that's all that matters. I freed myself to do what was right for me and my ability, and I have all the more confidence for it. I think it's important as artists to remember that your first attempt won't always be the perfect attempt. We grow every day, our opinions and attractions change, and our abilities change as well. You have to let yourself grow. You have to let yourself fall before you rise above. There is no failure in learning. The only failure you can achieve is giving up out of fear. So don't give up, and especially don't give up on your passions. Not everyone will agree with you or like your work. So what? Who cares? If you like it, then that's enough. I know it's easier said than done. I mean, I love seeing comments complimenting my work, and it helps me feel reassured to keep going. But we aren't always granted that. We just have to be confident in ourselves and keep going because we can. We have the freedom to do such amazing things. Don't let your anxiety or fear destroy your dexterity. It's not fair to yourself as a creator. But all that to say, keep on creating. Find the things you love and learn from them, and try not to beat yourself up when you don't create exactly what you had in mind. I will link the Pause Art Challenge in the description below if you want to give it a try yourselves. I personally like how mine turned out, and it was a lot of fun to do the exercise. But that's all I have for you today. Leave a like if you liked this video, leave a comment even if it's just what is your favorite part of a Dorito, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to give my other platforms a look via my link tree in the description below. But in the meantime, I will see you in the next one. I just finished recording and I thought of this. If you have name suggestions for this character, leave them in the comment section below because I did not name him and I don't know what to name him. It can be literally anything. It could go from a serious name to something ridiculous like Whale Boy or something. I don't know, that was stupid, but you get the idea. So leave a suggestion if you have one, and if you don't, I don't know. Just make sure to share this video, even if that means just copying the link and never sending it to anybody. But anyways, now you can leave, and in the meantime, I will see you in the next one. For real this time.